Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Catfish Weekly. Catfish Weekly 46, the big reveal, the moment you've all been waiting for. We have decided the big reveal is going to be later on in the show. But let's get us started. So everybody that got entered into the Gone Fishing Adventures with Gary Turner um, guided trip giveaway. I'm gonna go ahead and read through the list again of who I got on here, and I'm actually gonna read the list that I got on random.org right now. And you got to remember, some of these people, I'm gonna say super fan entry, and that basically is their second entry. And what I did is I went through the list that I already had, and anybody who was a super fan, I added one more spot below them and considered that and put that in as their name again, and I added super fan entry. So that way, when I enter this list onto random.org in the list randomizer, it's going to show if it was their regular entry or their super fan entry, and that's just so that we can sort of see that, the people who buy the super fan, they're going to see that, and if you actually it ends up being the one that wins, you'll know that, your super fan entry is what won it for you. It hasn't happened yet, but we're crossing our fingers. We want somebody that's bought that super fan package to win, and actually have it be the super fan entry that won it for them. But right now, with including the superfan entries and everything, we had 41 entrants for the Gary Turner's Gone Fishing Adventures guided trip for next year. Number 1, Leon Higdon. 2, Mike Kafer. 3, Heath Malone. 4, Seth McAllister. 5, Seth McAllister superfan entry. 6, Dennis Mayo. 7, John Harden. 8, John Harden superfan entry. 9, Janet Fox. 10, Teresa and Dave. 11, Kevin Owens. 12, Chad Wall. 13, Chad Wall superfan entry. 14, Steve Einbody. 15, Vince Nadowski. 16, Vince Nadowski superfan entry. 17, Nick Goodall. 18, Major Brown. 19, Jason Malone. 20, Jason Malone superfan entry. 21, Ricky Allen. 22, Larry King Jr. 23, Cheryl Lynn Butler. 24, Matthew Ryan Evans. 25, Bill Wright. 26, Joshua DeBoard. 27, Jason Fish. 28, Chris Workman. 29, Michael Johnson. 30, Bobberstop LLC. 31, Christopher Parker. 32, Kimberly Vance. 33, Ron Streeter. 34, Ray Stitcher. 35, Shannon Strokirch. 36, Jason Huggins. 37, Rob Gregg. 38, Philip Rocky. 39, Cad Daly. 40, Greg Aaron, just on the wire, got his in, Greg Aaron, and then 41, Greg Aaron superfan entry. So there's the 41 people that got in time, did exactly what they needed to do over on the Gone Fishing Adventures page and the picture. They posted the reply and mentioned Catfish Weekly, and a few of those, they weren't actually on the picture, but they were on his page, and I seen them, and they got put in there. So hopefully all of you people will really go on the trip and enjoy yourself, and let everybody know afterwards that you went, and post it up on Catfish Weekly with all kinds of pictures and everything. Whoever wins this, we'll get with them, and then we'll get with Gary Turner and get you guys together and let you guys work out the dates and everything, or let you guys decide on that later whenever you're both available to do it. Also, like I said, the superfan entry. If you sign up for the superfan package, which is only $10 with us, you get double entries on every contest that we have throughout the year. So if we have 12 contests a year, and you enter all of them, you're gonna have double entries on a lot of contests. And with some of the news later on tonight, you're gonna realize that it's probably gonna be a good idea to become a superfan, because we're gonna have a lot of contests this next year coming up. 2015 is gonna be a good year for Catfish Weekly. Going on over, I'm gonna go ahead and share the page. I'm gonna screen share it to. Matter of fact, before I screen share, everybody in the chat right now, the third person that puts a number between 1 and 10 is the number of times I'm going to randomize the list for the winner. So the third number, you guys start posting the numbers between 1 and 10, one choice apiece, and the third number between 1 and 10 is the one that I'm going to choose. I'm going to randomize it that many amount of times. And by the way, hello to everybody in chat. I see you got about 20 people on right now. While you guys are posting in some numbers, I'm going to go ahead and do the screen share. Why is your screen just green? I don't know. Okay, I see 6, 7, and 7. Wait a minute, let me make sure. 6, 8, and 7. Jason Malone was the first with 6, Major Brown 8, Vince Nadolski 7, Robert Tallman was the next one at 7, so there's 2 at 7. So 7 times. I'm gonna randomize this thing 7 times. After I say number 7 and click it, that's gonna be it. All right. Here we go. Now, everybody just see my random.org page? Vince, the only thing I could say is maybe restart the video feed or refresh the whole page and start it again. I don't think anybody else's screen is all green, so hopefully it's just you.
He just cheesehead.
All right, so everybody can see here my list. I have my whole list of 41 people. I told you guys I just read off all the names, and I read them from this list. I posted all those names into this list randomizer. You can see it right here. Greg Aaron being number 41 in the superfan entry. We're going to do this 7 times. I'm going to click randomize. It's going to generate a page, but this time is going to be the first one. So randomize. Number 1. Again, number 2. Again, number 3. Again, number 4. Again, number 5. Again, number 6. And again, number 7. Ron Streeter, number 1.
Congratulations.
Hey.
Ron Streeter is your winner for the Gone Fishing Adventures Gary Turner guided trip.
Congratulations, Ron.
Ron Streeter's been in the chat quite a bit. I know Ron lives here in Indiana. Now let me get my video feed back off of here. There we go. So, congratulations, Ron. Like I said, I know Ron lives here in Indiana. I'm pretty sure Ron's going to go and fish with Gary and have a good time. Now, I don't know if Gary's going to have a good time, but I know... Ron will get down there and be like, what are you doing it that way for? What are you... But anyway... We do congratulate you, Ron Streeter. So, besides the Gone Fishing Adventures giveaway, we've got a lot of other news and things that are going on with Catfish Weekly. We were talking a little bit earlier about, we got a lot of things planned. We got the big reveal that we've been talking about, which is a contest basically that we've decided we're going to do for December. Basically give somebody a really nice Christmas present, and we tried to make it as big as we possibly could. Yeah, we got a lot of people congratulating Ron, and then the ones that know Ron are saying, "Congrats, Ron, poor Gary." Ron's a good guy.
They'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, they'll have like I said, Ron, make sure you take some pictures and video, whatnot. When you go and you do it and everything, get some of the pictures and stuff on Catfish Weekly. Yeah, don't fish my spot. Do not fish it. But for our December giveaway, the Catfish Weekly, like I was just saying, we wanted to make a very nice package. I'm talking the biggest package we've ever done, even bigger than the guided trip with Gary Turner. Even though that was like a $350 value, we went bigger. We want to give somebody a great Christmas present. Um, here's the prizes that we have right now. And the reason why I say this is because this is at the very least what you're going to get. We may try to even add to it as the month goes on, and we'll let you know. But right now, what we have that we're giving away: a Catfish Weekly Edition Black Horse Custom Rod by Lyle. Black Horse Custom Rod, Catfish Weekly Edition. I believe it'll still have their name and stuff on it, right, Lyle?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll be customized for you, but it'll be a Catfish Weekly Edition custom rod, valued at $200. We have a Whisker Wear package of a hoodie, a beanie, and a koozie from Whisker Wear Apparel, estimated at $60. We have both of Brad Durick's books, the Cracking the Channel Catfish Code and We Don't Flesh the Grass, valued at $30. And this is all one package. This is all going to one person. But just so you know, we don't have all the things in one location where we're gonna ship them off. Each one of these sponsors is going to be sending you their package directly. So we'll get with them and get with you and give them your address and everything, and make sure that you guys get everything that we're promising from these sponsors. So. After the Brad Durick's, both of Brad's Durick books will be signed by him as well. So you'll get both of those books signed by him. Which the signature's got to be worth way more than the books, right? Yes, Brad, I'm sure.
Well, my book, I made sure it was a signed edition.
I did too. I got one from him. Cracking. As a matter of fact, it's right here.
I haven't even opened mine.
See, everybody, I keep it. I got it, and I paid for it. I didn't get it free or anything. But the next we have the Akuma CLX 450 reel from Bass and More. So we got the rod, we got the reel to put on it. It's estimated at $50 from Bass and More out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Thank you to them. We have a bait snake, which is a 12-volt, 26-inch super bright LED bait attracting light, and it's got a 12-foot cord, so that you can drop that down. Try to get the shad, whatnot, to come in if they're not in a great area. Basically, the longer you leave a light like that down in the water, if there's any bait fish around, normally they're going to come and attract to it. The longer you leave it in the water, the better they work. If you throw it down in the water and try it 5 minutes later and there's no bait fish around, you're probably not going to catch a lot of bait fish. But if there are any bait fish around, you leave it sitting down 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, they're going to come around it. You throw the cast net, or you just do your fishing. Bait fish come in, the other fish will follow to eat the bait fish. So, besides that, that's an estimated $40 value for the bait snake. Fud Goes Catfishing. I am throwing a bag together that has all kinds of stuff in it. It has Rapala pliers and scissors. I think I have 2 bags of the 8/0 Gamakatsu octopus circle hooks and 2 bags of the 6/0. I got some bags of eagle claw hooks. What all else was in there? There's all kinds of stuff in it. It's a bag. It's valued at about $50 or more. So it's definitely going to be a good accessory package to have along with your rod and everything else. Chuck Davidson, Team Exceptional Release, is adding the Rapala 50-pound digital scale, estimated at $20. And I believe that's all. And the total package right now we have is estimated at over $450. So, like I said, we might add. Brad Durick said uh, the signature might make it worth less, but he's gonna do it anyway. Um, Streeter, I'm not sure if you can take a buddy or not. I think you can. Um, I know that Gary told me if I wanted to go with whoever won that he'd let me come, so I don't know.
I'd say just get a hold of Gary and find
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
we'll get with Gary and talk to Gary about that, and we'll make sure that see what all he has to say about it. And Jason asked if the Gamakatsus were pre-broken. No, they're not pre-broken. They are still. I just went to the store and bought them today. So if they break, they break because Gamakatsu did it, not me. And we might have just got another prize to give away in this package. Robert Tallman said he might be able to donate 10 pounds worth of weights, up to 10 ounces, and no rolls banks and flat banks.
Yeah, we was trying to talk Vince into donating a nice hummingbird or
an
something.
onyx. Yeah, we're trying to get Vince to donate the onyx. He wasn't going for it. Yeah, so it is an awesome. That is an absolutely. If you ask me anyway, Robert Tallman said consider it done. So we've got him throwing in some weights for us. We right on the spot during the show. We're getting more stuff added to it. And like I said, we might if we get other offers and we talk to other people through this month of December and they want to add to it.
Aaron
there you go. There you go.
In a T-shirt. Thank you, Aaron Wheatley.
Aaron Wheatley. Right now in the live chat, we're getting even more stuff added to it. Aaron Wheatley's throwing in a hoodie and a T-shirt for a Monsters on the Ohio hoodie and a T-shirt. So, I mean, we're getting this thing up and going, and basically we want to make sure that we want to have as many people as possible get into this contest for this month. We'll do the drawing. It looks like January 5th, which will we be in? No, we won't. We'll be just back from the Wheeler tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so January 5th is when we're going to do the drawing for all this stuff. And what we've decided to do as the contest is I'm going to make up a probably like a photo album. It's going to have all the pictures of the products and the prizes and all that kind of stuff. And it might have the main picture being a holiday type picture with us, Lyle, me, and Chuck all in the picture. And then basically all you're going to want to do, we want to get feedback from you guys. We want to hear what you like and you don't like, what you want to see, just a sentence or two as a reply on the picture, and that's going to be your entry to the December giveaway. If you don't have Facebook, there's going to be a lot of people that listen to this on the podcast and whatnot. Another way you can enter is do the same thing, only email it to me, fud@catfishweekly.com. And just give me an email, a couple sentences saying what you like about the show, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, anything like that. Just we want feedback, and we want to hear about what you guys are liking about the show or not liking about the show, or any suggestions, just anything that can help us make the show better, or just make us feel like we're doing a good job, I guess. So that's what you got to do. Like I said, I'll get this picture and everything put together. Either tonight or tomorrow, so it should be on the Catfish Weekly group page and the the page, the group and the page. Yeah, because Catfish Weekly has a Facebook group and it has a Facebook page. I'll put it on both of them, so no matter where you put the reply, we'll see it and we'll get it onto the list, and I'll keep a running list like I did with Gary Turner's package, and I'll every week I'll let you guys know who's on that list, who's not on the list. So like I said, I'm gonna put this down on here that I've got Robert Tallman adding up to 10 pounds of weights, and whoever basically wins that, they can get with him and decide what kind of exact weights they want. 10 pounds of sinkers. And Aaron Wheatley, with the great guy he is, adding some Monsters on the Ohio hoodie and a t-shirt. Somebody's going to be getting a friggin' heck of a Christmas present. Can I enter?
It's going to be given away after New Year's, though. So it's going to be kind of a late Christmas present.
Yeah, late Christmas present.
Yeah, it's still going to be worth waiting on.
Yeah, post-Christmas prize.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Ron. Ron Trigger says, thank you, Catfish Weekly. You're welcome, Ron. I'm glad that, somebody won it. They're going to go on it, and we hope that, like I said, we hope you get to share. You have a great time, and then share some of the experience with the people on Catfish Weekly. And like I said, I'm glad that it's somebody that is watching the show. I know we see you in the chat all the time now. You're watching the show. Because I'm glad we could do that for you, and Gary did that for you. But thank you to Gary Turner for offering that up. That's a great package and great prize.
It is.
But like I said, that's what we got right now for this contest, and we're going to try to add some more as time goes on. But right now, that's what we have, and I'd say that with those two prizes added, we're definitely up over $500.
Oh yeah.
Up over $500 in a total prize pack, and that's not even including any shipping or anything. I just went off of what you can buy these things off of online or in a store right now. So.
Yeah, so this is the minimum prize pack. We may have more stuff added.
Yep. All right.
Now this rod will not be the yellow one that was posted early, or we may use the pictures on that as a display, but this will be a black blank with that decal and stuff put on it.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow rod was special for me, we should say. That, or it was just ugly and Lyle didn't like it and said, hey, Fudd, do you want this?
Well, actually the rod was built for another guy, and I built it on that blank by mistake, and I had to build him a different one, and I was sitting here one night waiting on a bunch of stuff to dry, and made that decal and put it on there, and you said you wanted it, so then it's just sitting here waiting to go to you.
Is what you do with the decals, is that almost on a clear film or something?
Some of them are on a clear film that's sort of, it's not exactly like, but sort of like for model cars. And when you're talking about 8-inch strips, they're a little hard to work with. And others I print off on vinyl paper. And it just depends on what everybody wants. A lot of guys like Brent Riddle, he wants his silver with the black or red lettering on top of the silver thread wrap, and that's fine. It just depends on what guys want. Pictures actually show up better, and images show up better on the vinyl than the other way.
You just do that all with a standard inkjet printer, or is it a laser printer?
Not exactly. It's a different type printer, but you can do them on those kind, but you don't get the detail.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get into your trade secrets right now. Is that?
I've had a run here lately of guys that, and I help a lot of people. I really do. They'll call me up and they're having problems with stuff they're building or wanting information and things. But one thing I do not share is what exact models of rods I build on. If I did that, then everybody'd be using them, and I wouldn't have nothing to do. As it turns out, I got plenty to do, and it would be okay. But I help these guys with decal information and tell them where to get different things and what threads that work the best. And there's some threads, aftermarket threads, that's not in the rod building industry that works really well, and you can get a lot of other, like Manwood, you can get their thread, and it's not real expensive, and they're just unbelievable amounts of colors they got that's not in the rod building industry. So, anytime them guys holler at me, I try to help them out. And I had some really quality people help me when I got started, so I don't mind helping them guys out.
Okay. Some of the other things that we were going to let you know, some of the big reveal stuff is like some of the things that we've been working on with Catfish Weekly. Um, there's going to be some changes, some design changes to the website. Um, we've decided to get a jingle made for the intro of the show, and we're going to start working on that probably next week or sometime, maybe even January. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to start using that. But we've got a song made. It's a jingle. It's going to open up the show for us from now on. And we actually got about 4 or 5 of them made. Um, we got a kick out of some of them. Some of them weren't quite what we were thinking, but um, you're going to see those coming up here shortly. Also, like I said, with some design changes to the website a little bit. Um, One of the big things that's happened was uh, Whisker Wear Apparel has stepped up to be the title sponsor for Catfish Weekly um, for all of 2015. So what that means is we're going to have a lot of Whisker Wear Apparel stuff to give away and prize packs. Um, you're going to see uh, maybe a commercial. We're thinking about doing a 2-minute sort of break with a commercial break in the middle of the show. Let people get up, get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever. But during that time, there'll also be the Whisker Wear Apparel commercial. Um, we want to. It's not something necessarily that we worked into the deal with him, but we want to do a lot for him for stepping up and doing what he's doing for us. So you'll see that coming. It's coming soon. The deal officially, I think, starts in January, but we're gonna have Rob on the 15th. We're gonna be talking with him a little bit about Whisker Wear Apparel, what all he's got going on, probably about the deal that we did. Um, Rob stepped up big time. I'm very appreciative. All of us at Catfish Weekly are. No, I don't sing it, Ron. I don't sing the jingle.
Now, one of the stipulations that everybody don't know about was Ron come up with a thong and a bra top, and Chris has to wear that one time during a show. We'll pick and choose when.
Yeah. By the way, if you remember last week, I think it was, and I was talking about Lyle and the G string or whatever. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Because Fudd, even with that blonde wig, I'm not gonna be wearing no. Believe it or not, Jason, I believe one of the songs that we had done did have a banjo in it, but it was not. It was not the one that we decided to use. The one that we got to use almost sounds a bit like Green Day from what we think, I mean, so it's a catchy little tune. There's a couple of them. We'll probably put the other ones that we had made up on Facebook page or whatever if we can get them up that way. Maybe make them into a YouTube video or something and then put them on there if we have to, just so you guys can hear some of the stuff we had done. And but yeah, it's definitely it's a catchy little song. We had a couple of them. There were 2 of them that we really debated between. They were real close in being good. So let's see. We have before I keep going, we have the angler spotlights that have posted on. Aaron, I do not want to see that. You and me both, man. I can only imagine the Google searches for FUD in a G-string or FUD in a thong or whatever. FUD in a bikini.
Oh,
All right. Well, I got the angler spotlights. People that have posted onto the Facebook page, the Catfish Weekly Facebook page, recently. Again, thank you guys for posting. Keep the stuff coming. Like I said, we don't mind you putting deer that you've got recently if you're proud of a buck that you got, anything like that. Um, you can post them on there. It's all good content. Johnny Coleman, Ryan Barrett, and Frank Stanley. Those have been some recent posts on there. Thank you to you guys. Even if you're just asking questions, you're posting on there. You're giving the page some activity. That's what we're looking for. We want to keep everything going, keep the content fresh. Make sure that we if we ever see spam on any of our pages or anything like that, we get rid of it as soon as possible. If we haven't seen it yet and you see it, just message one of us and let us know that there's some spam on the page. We'll get rid of it and the person as soon as possible. So
that was a pretty nice fish that Johnny Coleman and his dad caught. And that's a pretty good day when you get to go out fishing with your dad and catch fish like that up in Iowa, especially this time of year.
let's see. Aaron Wheatley says one more sale and he gets one free. Is that for Whisker Wear?
I see.
Banjo, Bud in a wig and a bikini, and Runny Doo Doo. I don't know where he's going. Dances on a Black Horse custom rod.
I seen that Bobby Vargas posted on there about Ray and Jacob Stitcher. They had a friend of Ray's with them in the boat yesterday, and they absolutely loaded up on some great fish out of the Potomac. Them guys got it going on out there.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of the pictures there too.
5, 6 at a time, man.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, man. All these people with these fish that they're posting pictures of right now, it's got me really excited for this Wheeler tournament. I'm hoping. Right now, I'm planning on going down with Denise and Brian. Gonna be fishing with them out of their boat, and we're gonna be staying with Vince and Janet Fox and a few other people that are gonna be staying in the cabin down there, and I think it's gonna be a good time. Hopefully we can get on some decent fish. These pictures these people have been posting up on Facebook has just got me
Yeah.
going.
It's kind of like Chuck posted in pictures yesterday. He had a good day too. That was a dandy fish that they caught, and he's getting down there where the water's warm. We're up here where it's freezing, and just it kind of bothers me. And I know Chuck, he's sitting there laughing about it, but it wasn't all that funny.
53 degrees where we were at.
Yeah, it wasn't that here.
The water temp's 53.
The air temp wasn't that here.
Yeah, I think it was 32 today.
Well, Saturday the high, it was supposed to have got up in the high 50s. I think we never seen the sun, and the high was probably 43 or 45, right around in there. So it stayed a little nippy all day.
You don't know what nippy is. 50-something degrees. I'm gonna be out there in shorts and t-shirt.
Well, I was watching the weather, and it showed sunshine all day, and it was going to be almost 60. So I didn't want to bring a whole lot of boats, a whole lot of clothes to clutter the boat up. So, I said, well, it's only going to be cold for a couple of hours, so I'll just rough it for a couple of hours. It didn't warm up all day. So that's why, it was pretty nippy, because I didn't have I just had blue jeans, a t-shirt, and 100-mile-an-hour suit, and I thought it was going to be, and I don't have a liner in it, so I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer.
Brad Dirk said -32 with a wind chill there this morning. He don't want to hear your whining.
Yeah, no kidding.
He said rub some dirt on it.
Hey, when I decided to live in Birmingham area, that's why, cause and I think I didn't move south enough, really. I
I
should have went.
know. I've talked to Brad on the phone a couple of times, and I'd be whining because it was 10 degrees or some crap like that. And he said, "What are you talking about? It was 30 below actual temperature here today for the hot." And he'd just make me feel all kinds of bad. But I used to think that that's where I wanted to live was in the North Country. But the older I get, the less of it I want to see.
Hmm.
Unless it's May and the channel cat are spawning.
It's really pretty in pictures. That's about as far as I want to see.
Right.
If if Chuck don't give me all the secret spots so I can fish all of his spots while I'm down there, I'm never coming back. That's all there is to it.
I don't fish that part of Wheeler much. I've only been on that end 3 times, so
Uh-huh.
Well, Aaron Wheatley just posted he's going to be down there fishing with Rob Benenfield, and them guys will be a handful down there because I know they both go down there quite a bit. So maybe I'll just follow them guys around.
Aaron staying in the hotel with Vince and them, or who all's?
Oh, I don't know
Let's say,
about that.
I don't know who. I know Vince got a cabin for 8 people, and I'm like number 9. So
Yeah, John and us are all Rusty Stamper. He's bringing a guy, and John Nordyke and Cindy and I are in one someplace. I haven't. That was the last I heard. John really hadn't given me a room number or anything, but that was what we had all planned on doing, and so it'll be a lot of fun. Now I understand that things got grills and you can cook out or cook in and everything that you need. So maybe old Wheelie will bring a hog down. We'll just barbecue one up.
yeah. What do you think the temp's going to be like down there, Chuck, in about a month?
I don't know. Average, 35 at the low, 55 the high. It could be a really nice day. It could be really bad. It could not real bad, but when you're fishing with a west wind and it's the highest 35 degrees, there's big swells. It could make a rough day, but I'm hoping for the best. When we launch, I'm hoping for 35 degrees, and I'm hoping it gets around 45, 50 during the day. That'd be a really, really nice day in January.
So maybe around 50 degrees or so.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we
Coming.
don't, if
Go
they had
ahead.
that, last year we had that, what they call it, Arctic blast, or what were they calling them things?
We call
Um,
them Northern.
as long as them things don't roll in every 3 days, we'll be good. Last year was a very unusual year for Alabama, and it got really cold. So hopefully we'll have a normal year.
Yeah, Rob Klopfelder with Whisker Wear says he's planning on being down there for that tournament. Justin Browning said he's going to try to be down there. He doesn't know for sure until about a week before. Um, there's going to be a lot of these northern people up this way coming down there.
Well,
That's what it's that's what
unlike
it's
Chuck,
designed for.
we're all sick of this weather already.
Yeah,
It was designed for for everybody who was getting the winter blues, and that's what the tournament's named after. It's get the winter blues, and you head down and catch some winter blues. So a lot of guys came down last year fishing, sending me messages. Some of them while they were fishing, and said, "Hey, if y'all can get something together down here, and put together some kind of tournament around the end of December when we all come down anyway, everybody could just come down at the same time, and we could have put together a nice big old fruit jar tournament or something." But it looks like it's going to turn out bigger than we expected on this. Um, it was it was decided for a 3-man tournament. For everybody to come have fun, split expenses. It's really working out good that about having 3 people in the boat. It's going to be a lot of real affordable for a lot of people to come down.
Jason Acock says they're going to be there. That'd be great.
He's going to be there. I thought he was going the 24th. He's going to be there pre-fishing for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
John Nordyke, my buddy, he's going to go down early. He has to take up some of his vacation time or lose it, so he's going to be down there. He's going to go on a guided trip, and I think he's going with Jason Bridges, and he'll have a good time. Hopefully, he's going to try to catch some skippies and stuff, so that'll be neat.
Bridges gonna be fishing it as well.
I don't know.
If he has some clients coming down, he won't be fishing it. His clients come first. Every tournament that he was going to fish with us this year, he had clients. If they would have canceled on him, he was going to fish them. But he would come when we was at the Wheeler tournament. He came around and said hi to every boat, and when he had the clients in the boat. But he won't cancel his clients' trips to fish one. I know that. And he gets booked a year out a lot of times, especially for this time of year. So these guys have been looking forward to it for a long time.
Vince said that last time he talked to somebody, I guess they said there were 16 paid already. Aaron Wheatley says last time he was down there on the 29th of December, he put 700 pounds in the boat in one day by himself on Wheeler.
Who did?
Aaron Wheatley.
That Aaron Wheatley is an animal.
And Vince said he was down there at the same time.
Vince caught a striped bass, I think. A big striped bass.
Yeah,
But it can be such a heartbreaker, man. You can fish one day and not get a bite, and a front would be coming through, and come back home, and the next day, 3 people show up and just load the boat, and it's just such up and down there. It's unbelievable. I don't know. It's got to be the pressure, because I've been there with them fronts coming through, and it's just shut me down. Have some good takedowns, light bites. They let go, make your heart thump a few times, come home brokenhearted, and the next day you see people posting pictures everywhere. But the day you go, it's not you, because you see other guys that went out. They might have caught 1 or 2 fish. And the next day might just be a perfect day, so you never can tell.
Yeah. How many rods are allowed in the boat, even with 3 people?
I think it's 6 rods. No matter how 3 or 2 people, you can 6 rods only. And still only 2 fish over 34 and 3 under.
Okay. All right. Going back a little bit to this, the Whisker Wear Apparel being the title sponsor for Catfish Weekly. One of the things that you're going to see is that all 3 of us, Lyle, Chuck, and myself, are all going to be wearing the Whisker Wear shirts. That's what we'll be exclusively wearing on the show. You'll probably see us. I mean, when we're out and about, I'm sure we're going to be wearing them shirts everywhere. So you'll get to see them when we're at tournaments, I'm sure. And I'm almost always having a spare set of clothes or something, so I'll probably keep one in my truck and a hoodie or something, just in case. Even though if I'm wearing my tournament hoodie or jersey, I'm sure I won't need that as well. But I'll have it in if you guys want to see one or whatever. Any one of us you talk to, I'm sure if we're not wearing it, we got one we could show you close by. And I'm like I said, I know he's got some stuff he's going to talk about with Whisker Wear when he comes on the 15th. So look forward to that. Also next week we're hoping we're going to have Justin Connor and Tabitha Linville, the catfishing duo. I think we're going to have them on next week. So we'll be talking about them about how they've been tearing them blues up and stuff over there. So if you wanna hear about that and hear what they're doing, then definitely make sure you catch that show as well. Um, one of the other things we were going to talk about a little bit, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a We Care edition Black Horse rod. I'll go ahead and let Lyle let you know a little bit about that.
Um, as many of you know, Ron Workman was a really good friend of mine, and he had ordered up some rods for family members before he passed away. And when he got sick, he asked me to hold him till he got out of the hospital. So, that's basically what we was doing, and things turned for the worse. But after everything had went through, and his son Chris called me up one day, and he said, "Hey, have you sent those rods out to Jeanette yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And I was waiting to give us a little time to get everything kind of settled down. And he said, "Well," he said, "there's a organization in around the Kokomo, Indiana area that's called We Care, and what they do is they take products and auction them off and raffle them off, and the proceeds go to the people that need assistance in one way or the other. They use that money to fund their program to help needy people in whatever situation they have." And they asked me to build a rod for them to be auctioned or raffled off. And Chris Workman, Steve Workman, I forgot what the other boy's name is, but you guys are interested in that, contact them. It would be a great thing. I was very honored and humbled for them to ask me to do that. And I built a lot of rods, and Chris and all the boys, and to do something like that they wanted me to build a rod to give away or to be auctioned off or raffled off to help the needy people. And that was one of Ron's pet deals. He was always involved in stuff like that. So we done it in his memory. It's orange and black rod. I considered it very nice looking rod when it was finished. And any of you guys that would like to contact Chris or Steve or some of them and ask him how to get involved with that, it would be a great thing in memory of our good friend Ron Workman. So please don't hesitate. I've already put a standing amount that I would bid on the rod. Don't let that scare you off. It's Christmas time for me as well as everybody else. But check them out. Look at the rod on Black Horse Facebook page. And if you can't get a hold of Chris or them, just leave a note on there, and Chris will answer it on my page. I know that he will, and try to help these guys out, because all they're trying to do is help the less fortunate, and we're doing it in Ron Workman's name. So I just think it's a channel cat rod, and that's what he liked to fish for. So get in there and get you some of that. You guys will be happy you did it.
And I'm looking at some pictures of the rod itself right now.
It's beautiful.
I was gonna say anybody who likes Harley Davidson, because Ron was a Harley rider, I believe, and he had and this rod is orange and black, and it's an awesome looking rod. And when he's saying, Lyle said Chris a few times, not myself. He means Chris Workman.
Right.
That's a KRISWORKMAN. So Chris Workman, you can look him up. If you're not a friend with him, I'm sure if you send him a request, he'll take it, and he'll be able to give you a lot of information about it. And he's got some pictures of it. He's got some pictures of that rod and everything on his site as well. But like Lyle said, you can go to Black Horse Custom Rods Facebook page as well and look at it there too. So.
It's a very worthwhile project. Ron was always involved with all kinds of stuff to help other people out. I mean, he would do things for other people before he would do things for himself, and that's the kind of guy he was, and that's why we need to respect things for him as much as we can, because he has done so much for other people, and just a little way to give back in his memory.
Okay. I was wanting to look up real quick. I know we had the GoFundMe page for Brooke as well. I was wanting to try to look that up to see where they're at right now, to keep that in people's mind as well for Christmas. I know, um, it can be a tough time for some. For some others, they can spare 10 or 20 bucks to help with that as well. Um, I'm not finding the page though. I'm sorry. I should have had it loaded up. Jason, I know you're in chat. Is there any way you could send me a link to that, or can you tell me about where you're at on that GoFundMe page, and let me see if I can find it. Um, there's not an easy way to look for anything on here. There it is. I found it. Okay. They are at $3,700 out of their 7,000 goal. I'm gonna go ahead and do a screen share again so you guys can see what exactly I'm talking about. It's called a Bioness for Brooke. If you go to GoFundMe and you look up Brooke, I believe you'll find this out of Rensselaer, Indiana. Like I said, they're halfway to their goal. So basically, what's happened is that their medical coverage won't cover the treatment that she needs to gain the functionality in her hands or in her hand, and they want her to, of course, be back to 100%. And um, anything that anybody can do to help out, you can see a lot of people donating, over 40 donations. She's an 18-year-old girl, loves fishing and hunting with her dad, and her dad's a good friend of ours, and they're about halfway to their goal. So if you can do anything to help them out to get to that and get her the medical device she needs, we would appreciate it very much as well as Jason and all their family. Everybody there would definitely, and Brooke, she would absolutely thank you 100%. I guarantee it. So if you can do anything, please do. If you can't, they understand. That said present to everyone. Did you guys not see my? I wonder if the people in chat did not see what I was looking at on my screen share. Oops. Can you guys tell me if you've seen that?
I seen the picture you had up for Brooke.
I know you. I'm wondering if that, because that said present to everyone. I'm wondering if it showed it to you guys, but not to everybody watching the show.
Did see it.
Yeah, everybody in the chat. When I was talking about the random.org, did you see that random.org while I was showing it?
Yeah.
Not you, Lyle. I know you did. I can. Matter of fact, I'll do this right now on the Bioness for Brooke for to donate for her. I'm going to go to the Catfish Weekly group right now, and I'm going to post a link to it. So that way, anybody that wants to do this, wants to help out, you can do it. And you'll know. I'm telling you right now where the link is. So.
Silence is golden, man.
Yeah, I'm typing in and putting the post right now on. Right now it's up. If you look on the Catfish Weekly Facebook group page, there's a link, picture of his daughter there. It shows Beautiful
It's
young lady.
right up on the main page.
Yeah, and give it a share. Um,
Absolutely.
you never know who might see it and help out in a big way.
Well, Jason is just an outstanding guy. I met him and Heath down at the Monsters of the Ohio, and that they are really good people, and this would be tough on anybody, and such a pretty little girl to have them kind of problems.
They'll give you their shirt off their back.
I'd
Yeah,
probably.
they are good fellows. Like I said, I got to meet them about 2 years ago. I think one of the first times I met Jason, I invited him to go fish. I believe it was the Iron Man or something, and I barely knew the guy. He's told me how he just was kind of dumbfounded by the generosity and how I didn't even know him and I invited him to go do it and I mean that's the kind of guy catfish guys are. I think a lot of us are really good, decent human beings that really care for each other, like to enjoy what we're doing, help each other out. Um, so I think when you say one thing about one of these guys, it really applies to so many of us. It really does. So, like I said,
I,
there's the link's up on the page over there. We got it up. Um, I believe we've covered most of the subjects that we've had for tonight. I know, like I said, the website, Catfish Weekly website, some of the images are going to change. Um, Rob didn't know we were going to do this, but I'll go ahead and tell you what I was talking about with seeing a little bit of different on of a look on the website is I'm going to make the background that solid gray background. If you guys see that at all on the Catfish Weekly page, I'm going to put up Whisker Wear Apparel logos behind that. I'm going to do a few of them and test around with it, and me and Lyle and Chuck will decide, and maybe even Rob will all look at it and see which one we think looks the best. And but that's one of the things, and this stuff wasn't all part of our deal that we worked out with Rob, but like I said earlier, me, Chuck, and Lyle, talking about it, you don't want to just do the bare minimum. We like to go above and beyond, and we really want to show our appreciation for this support that he's given us, and give him just as much support as we can as well. What are you giggling about there, Lyle? What are they saying in chat? I can't catch up with them.
they're going so fast, I can't keep up with you, but Jason and Ron and them guys are kind of going at it a little bit. I get tickled at them guys. It's if you guys on Facebook, and I know nearly everybody here is on Facebook. If you ever get in on some of these conversations with Justin Browning and some of them guys, I sit here and read them things late at night when I take a break and absolutely die laughing at these people. They are so funny, and like he was talking about, these are the guys that we deal with at every tournament we go to, whether it be you and me and Chuck, or it's Justin and his buddies over there, or if it's Jason and Heath whoever it is, and for the most part, we're all like that. When we pulled out of that motel room down there in Owensboro, and Rob come trotting down the aisleway there between the motel rooms. I never seen Rob before, but I knew instantly who he was. And it's just like we'd known each other for a long time, and that's one of the big advantages of catfishing bunch is everybody seems to be like that, and it's what makes catfishing what it is, and it separates it from bass fishing and crappie fishing and all them other things, because I've been around all that stuff for years and years, and nothing is like the catfishing group that we deal with.
No. Did you just lose a sale?
I might have. I've been on the phone so much here lately, I think my ears grow to it.
Oh man. Well, do you guys got anything else you want to talk about, or you think we're pretty good for the night? And it's about an hour-long show.
I can't think of anything else. Thanks everybody for watching the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
man, but it's really exciting to see how fast we're growing and how much participation we're getting every week. And I just cannot wait till Monday nights and get on here and enjoy all this.
Well, I'm going to close out by saying this. We've had a great time, the three of us doing this show, and Paul started it and set things in motion, and then he decided to go a different direction, and that left the three of us to go at it, and we have a really good time doing it, and we get the group of people on here watching every week that we have, and then you get some of the key players that come in, the Brad Duricks and the Aaron Wheatleys and the guys that make catfishing what it is today. And them's the guys that's going to make this show grow and get better. And we really hope, each of us hope, that this giveaway isn't about giving stuff away. It's about promoting the show and making catfishing better all around. And somebody ought to have a pretty nice package when it's all said and done. And just give us a little feedback on what you like or not don't like about the show, and that ought to be good.
yeah, definitely. I want to reiterate how we're going to do this contest so that way everybody understands. Tonight or maybe even tomorrow. I'm not going to promise anything. I'll be done tonight, but I'll probably work on it. But I'm hoping I'll be done tomorrow. I'm going to make a photo album or whatever, and I'm basically going to have it so that you can reply on any of the photos or on I might just do one photo. I'm not completely sure what I'm doing exactly yet, but it's going to be on the Facebook page and the Facebook group. I'll put it on both so you can see it. Um, and all you need to do is on that picture, kind of like how on the Gary Turner's picture you had to reply and mention Catfish Weekly. You just had to say Catfish Weekly, and whatever in the reply for Gary Turner's Adventures. Something, on our picture, you need to reply with something, it can be a whole paragraph, that of what you like about the show and what you don't like about it, or ideas, anything that's given us feedback on the show itself, on what you'd like to see, specifics. If you want to see a certain person on the show, if you want to see more of, you want to hear more about a certain subject, or you want to see more videos. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're, if you have an idea for like a feature or anything at all. I mean, just put it on there. Give us some stuff to think about. Try to make the show better. We're going to be doing. There's lots of different features that this Google Hangouts that we use has, and we really haven't implemented all of them to their full effect yet. And that's something we're going to be tinkering with, I'm sure, as time goes on, and we'll probably end up being masters of it and be able to do just about anything we need to do with it, or maybe even go into a different software that does more. We don't really know yet. We're going to do whatever we can to make the show as good as we can. Um, and again, when I post all these pictures up and everything, I'm either going to have on the picture of the product itself, I'm going to have the whoever's donating it. I'll have their address and their logo, or I'll do just separate pictures for the sponsor that donated it. Also, you'll probably see some of these sponsors. I think we decided to give them the 300 by 300 banner or advertisement spot for donating on the on this December giveaway. So you'll see that as well. Um, I do know that Vince has bought an advertisement spot. He hasn't gave me an image yet to put up there, but I do know that the next spot is his, and then from there on, I might throw some more up here soon. Um, and we do thank you for all the sponsors, the people who are giving us stuff to give away, and Lyle, everybody that is donating a rod, $200 in a rod and everything. That's an outstanding thing to give away. Just because he builds them and everything doesn't mean his cost on them isn't a whole lot less. I've built rods. I know there's a lot of cost to it. So the money that he makes in building a rod, the labor part of it really isn't there. I mean, he doesn't make a killing, I can guarantee you, because like I said, I've tinkered with it myself. I know there's not a huge profit margin in that. So that's a great thing to do, Lyle. I really appreciate it. I know everybody here is going to appreciate it, especially whoever wins. They're going to appreciate that big time.
Well, the rod building is I've been doing since 1984, and when it stops being fun is when I'll quit. At this point, I still enjoy it quite a bit, but it's like a lot of things. When it's no fun no longer, there's no sense to keep going. And as long as I keep enjoying it, then that we're just gonna keep doing it.
Well, you've got a weird sense of fun because I built one rod and I said this ain't fun. But I'm glad you do, man. I'm glad you like it. And I can tell you that it takes some patience and some fine motor skills with your fingers to be able to do some of that stuff, man. But like I said, thank you to all of our sponsors, everybody that is donating prizes for this. You guys are all awesome, very much so. We definitely want to make sure that people know who you are and how to get to you and be able to order from you because and Robert Tallman wanted me to make sure that you guys know that the weights are from the Arkansas area catfish hunters, not himself personally. So Arkansas area catfish hunters, I believe they do have a Facebook page. They're probably going to have a website if they don't already have it up yet. But that's who that'll be from. He wanted me to make sure you guys knew that. And I believe that's, like I said, I think that's all I have, about the advertising spots that are available. I talk about that all the time. They're still there. Post on Catfish Weekly Facebook page, content of whatever, deer, fish, coyotes, Indiana hunter, they can post their pictures on there if they want. We don't care. All of our advertisers that are on that page, go to them, look at them. If you guys want some quality catfish gear, the shirts, the hoodies, Whisker Wear is where it's at. So definitely go over to that website, order yourself a hoodie for Christmas. That's going to be, I'm sure it's a big seller already, but that's going to be something that you'll put to use, I guarantee it. Oh, Indiana Hunter says he's going to throw in a couple T-shirts for the giveaway from Indiana Hunter. So there's a couple more things we're adding. Like I said, this prize pack is it's only going to grow. It's not going to get any less. It's only going to grow. So hopefully next week or week after that, you're going to see more and more stuff added to it. If you don't already have the super fan package for $10, you get double your entries into every contest that you get into. So that doubles your chances. You got 2 times the chances to win for just buying the $10 super fan package, which when you do that, you get $20 off, I think, of a Catfish or a Black Horse custom rod. You get a discount on Whisker Wear Apparel. The $10 pays for itself almost immediately if you do either one of those 2 things, not to mention all the other stuff that comes with it. So it's definitely worth the money. If you don't know how to become a super fan, you can message me or you can go to the Catfish Weekly forums. In the news section of the forums, it tells you what you can do. I might end up putting a link up to the page that I got to where you can order it from directly if you want to. But there's lots of things that it comes with, and all you got to do is look on that news section. It'll give you a list of everything. Again, congratulations to Ron Streeter for winning the Gone Fishing Adventures with Gary Turner.
Hey, Chris.
Yep.
You need to make sure everybody understands that the new catfishing regs on commercial fishing went into effect today in Kentucky waters. That's going to be a great help down there to them guys.
Yep, it definitely is. Hopefully it continues to get better. Aaron Wheatley, he wants everybody to know, and myself included, everybody on the Ohio River and the Kentucky waters there, those regulations that they were talking about. I believe it's I believe it's to the Markland Dam, if I'm not mistaken, to the Markland Dam and below on the Ohio River is the 34-inch rule or 35-inch rule. That has all gone into effect today. So You see somebody doing, you see the commercial fishermen or whatever having more, more larger fish than they're supposed to have, call the DNR on them. Regular guy sitting on the bank with way more big fish than he's supposed to have, call the DNR on them. Um, you know, you got to help. You got to help them guys because that's the big thing is going to be the enforcement of it. Now that the laws are passed and they're getting passed, the next big step is the enforcement. And I don't know of any state that there is right now that has enough DNR that they can be a lot of places where they need to be able to catch these guys.
No way.
Yeah, so most of the time it's reliant upon you having a DNR's number, calling them up when you see something that ain't right and getting it taken care of. Because if they know about it and you have good information, they know something's not going on, they'll get there quick. But they just can't be there, all the time. So definitely,
Chad Walk wants to let everybody know that registration is now open for the Ironman.
yep, Ironman registration is open. Get your spot. Take off. The earlier you spot you get, the earlier you get to take off. Um, Most of the time means first person to get to the dam. Unless you got one of them friggin' boats that does 200 mile an hour on the water.
I think that's what Chuck's got, isn't it?
What's that?
You know what Chuck's got?
No, Chuck don't got no.
My top's out at 30.
I see that, man. Yeah, I see guys with them 300 horsepower motors on the back. I'm like, man, 300 horses.
That boat of Ken Cargill's with that Lund with that 300 on it, I'm telling you, boys, that thing's bad to the bone.
Just wait until Brent gets his boat on the water. That sucker's gonna fly.
I am going to take a trip and meet with Brent and take my video camera, and we're going to go through that boat when he gets her all done. And that'll be something that we'll share with the Catfish Weekly folks, and Brent will be happy to explain everything, and we may have to cut some of it down because by the time we get done with all that, it'll be too massive to do. But I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to try to do that with other people too. But this one will be a great deal while it's brand new and everything's fresh, and you get to see all the trick stuff that he's done to it, and we'll get that done, and then I'm making a list of other people's stuff that I'd like to do that with, and if you guys have any suggestions or anything, as long as it's not 900-mile trip or something, we'll try to get some of that stuff done, and if everybody's interested in it, that's the kind of things we want to do.
Yes, as long as there's some fishing involved too, it's good to go.
That'd make it even better.
Yeah, from what I read on Facebook, his boat will be a boat that can be ordered, and they may have a couple of different layouts that's offered. So I think some stuff's got to be checked out and certified or something. But after his boat's on the water and everything's checked out, and then he'll be able to let out what the prices may be and stuff like that. And it's going to be really good. It's going to be a lot better deal than people think.
And just so everybody knows, Aaron Wheatley let me know that it's Cannleton and above is 135 inch per species per day, and I believe it's 28 inches over a channel cat. That's blue and flathead, 1 over 35. Which that's a more they feel that water there has been hit harder than the waters below it. Not everybody agrees, but that's what they said, so that's what they got done. So that they got a little more restrictions up there now than what they did below that. Below Cannleton is 4 over 40 in aggregate for 50 select commercial fishermen. So I believe what he's saying there is that there's about 50 commercial guys who got those limitations, and anybody else has to follow the above Cannleton new regulations, or they don't have any. No, they'd have to have. They'd have to probably follow anybody besides those 50 select commercial fishermen would have to follow the 1 over per species, I believe. That's something where we might get Lyle, or not Lyle, but Aaron back on the show maybe here in January. Something where we can talk about all the new regulations that were put into effect. Maybe I think we might get Ron Brooks or somebody on. We'll just see what we can't get done. And before we go, Justin Connor was saying, that's the exact same river that they fish, the Ohio River. They fish that river um, in West Virginia, and it's a night and day difference in the same body of water between West Virginia and Kentucky, and that's only because West Virginia protects them up there.
Yeah,
So
the commercial fishermen, they might get pretty dirty. So if there's a lot of big dead fish seen and they throw them back dead, or they kill them when they throw them back just to be butts about this, you know, they probably just didn't die from a disease or something that needs to be reported so everything can start getting investigated, because a lot of these guys say if they release fish over 35, they're not going to be alive. So,
yep.
nobody knows if they're totally serious about it, but if there's a lot of dead big fish being seen, please report it.
I'm sure Justin Browning, he's in that river a lot, and there's a good chance that what Chuck's saying is true. These guys, they they might not be happy about these regulations, and they might pull that fish up and be perfectly alive, but since they have their limit, they might stick a knife in his belly and let it go.
Well,
Now,
and that's where DNR has to step up, and it's up to everybody to make sure they do, because the only thing these kind of guys like that are going to understand is when you get in their hip pocket.
that's what I'm saying. Is you see a commercial guy around, you're not doing anything. I know that Justin will probably be right up on him, watching them. If you can do the same thing, be in eye range where you can, put a cell phone video on them or something. Especially if you see a bunch of dead fish floating around afterwards, follow them to their next spot. Get pictures of those dead fish, and then pictures of video of them leaving that spot and doing that. That's you get good pictures and you get enough good evidence. You call the DNR on them when you're out there. That's what's gonna, these guys are gonna get fined a lot of money, and that's what's gonna make them change their ways. They can be pissed off all they want as long as they don't take it out on the fish.
Yeah, the
That's all that
fish.
matters. But yeah, I guess what they were also saying was the 50 guys who got selected um, to not have to apply to the 4 over 4 or 4 over 40 or 4 over whatever it was, were the guys who harvested over 10,000 pounds a year for the last 2 to 3 years. So it's kind of still an ongoing effort to get things changed for the best, in those waters. But they've stepped in the right direction. They've started there. Um, so you don't want to discredit what they've done so far. You definitely want to applaud all the people who have worked to get that done, and hope that it can only get better from the future. Everything starts somewhere. We didn't Catfish Weekly didn't start off with what we have now. It's all growing. It all moves from where it starts from. So definitely support the regulations when you hear about them. I know it can get tiresome, and there can be a lot of um, infighting and things like that. You just got to try to weed that stuff out. Try to get on with what you're passionate about, and do the best you can to help however you feel you can.
Yeah,
Um,
when all this was going on in Alabama, it was all about transporting them across state lines and going up to the Kentucky and Ohio Pay Lakes. So we didn't have all that controversy down here. The commercial fishermen were seeing that their fish was also leaving the state. So in the state of Alabama, the recreational trophy tournament fishermen and the commercial fishermen, they were all on the same sheet of music when we were passing our laws, because they also seen these tanker trucks at all these boat ramps, loading these trophy catfish up, hauling them out of state. So we had a whole different story down here when we was going through it.
yeah.
So
we, we,
if they could see that it's killing their future, and um, you know they're not going to have fish later on to the harvest, it seems like they should be wanting the same things we want.
Well, let's go ahead and cut this down now. We're going to have we have a lot of topics that we talk about conservation and the things that happen there, and I know there's people that just don't want to hear about it anymore. So I don't want to force it down them all the time. So we touched on it a little bit. Let's save the rest for a whole topic on it, so that way people know whether they want to watch the show or not, and then we'll take it from there. But we have a lot of opinions on that, and we'll definitely discuss them on a later show. But I think we've done pretty good for the night. Thank you for everybody who was on the chat and came in and chat with us live during the show. We're getting more and more of you guys that are coming in and participating, and I think you guys are really enjoying it, talking to each other, talking to us while we do the show. It's been awesome. Um, like I said, we're adding to the contest. I told you how to get in on that. Also, just one more time, if you don't have Facebook, you can email me, fud@catfishweekly.com, and send me that email with what your suggestions and how you like the show, what you do like, don't like, all that kind of stuff. You email that to me. I will make sure that you're in on the contest, and I will keep the list updated like I did before, and let everybody know who's in there, who's not on there. So that way, if you don't hear your name during that show, then you know that I don't have you on there, and you need to do what you need to do to get in it. Um, Thanks again, everybody. Hope to see you next week, and until then, just stay out of my spot.